Hey everybody, hope you all are doing alright. So I want to talk about Tony Hinchcliffe's remarks again. So I think it was, I think the senator in Puerto Rico wrote Trump a letter. I could be mistaken, but I think this is what I remember and what I've seen, asking Trump to apologize. And I wholeheartedly agree. I think Trump should apologize for just on behalf of his party and the people, and the fact that it was his platform, it was all about him, that his venue allowed that to happen. Whether he wanted it to happen or knew the dude or not, doesn't matter, but it still happened in his venue, in his thing, his show. And it's like, it can't hurt, dude. Like, why not apologize to the people on behalf of your campaign and the people that were in your crowd? Apologize for the remarks that individual made, and also, further, reaffirm, if you want to, if you care about the people of Puerto Rico, that you do care about them. You do think if you think it's a good island, to give your honest opinion on what you feel about the people of Puerto Rico. And then I also want to address JD Vance, because his response to this was, he didn't apologize initially. He didn't even really talk down about the comment. What he said was, actually, I had a feeling he would respond this way. He said that he thinks people in America need to stop taking things so seriously. And it's like, okay, that's one way to look at things, and he's right. Sometimes I myself and others do take things too seriously, and like the whole gender pronoun thing and like the way people react, that to me I do think is a little too much, definitely. However, it's the context. Like, if he had done that on his own platform, in his own comedy club or whatever, or if it was at a comedy show, that would be totally different. But the fact that it happened in a presidential event, campaign for our country at a time we're dealing with tons of depression, tons of darkness, tons of challenges and issues all over the place, and Trump's already conflicting enough to have, like, what good is that doing? Like, to go, like, that's not even a funny joke. Like, this is the thing with comedy. Like, I really respect comedians who, like, Jim Carrey was a really good example of a comedian who was able to make people laugh without offending people. Like, if you have to offend somebody, like, anybody can make fun of people. Like, it's easy to look at something like, oh, I'm going to make fun of that and just laugh at it and call it all these things. That's really not even very creative, in my opinion. Like, it's not that easy. I mean, it's not that easy to come up with like what Jim Carrey did. That's the shit that is not easy. Like, 'cause that's why there's only a few people, if anybody, that's ever been able to do things like Jim Carrey. Chris Farley was another one whom I feel was funny without making fun of other people. Like, he was just naturally a funny dude. He did stuff to make fun of himself. Like, he was just silly. He was funny. Like, that's pure good comedy. That's healthy. But when you have to make fun of somebody else to make yourself look funny, like, that's lame that's evil to me. It really is. I can't stand it. There's a lot of that shit that happens in high school. It affects people in a really fucked up way. And sure, it might not be nothing to you, but you have no idea what that joke does to somebody else. You don't know that joke could have caused people, probably has caused people to get in fights. People may have overdosed. People may have killed each other from that one comment. And it's like, just saying, oh, we shouldn't take things so seriously. Okay, that's a lovely thing to just say, but the fact of the matter is the damage is already done. And you had a choice to allow people to come onto that stage, and somehow in the way you managed to allow that individual with that personality and those, that shit coming out of his mouth. You all allowed that. Whether you condoned it or not, it was you guys allowed that shit to happen by fucking opening the opportunity and having this individual on. If you didn't vet the people well enough, whose fault is that but yours? You didn't know the dude. Why would you allow somebody onto your panel without knowing who he was? If I was doing that, if it was like, oh, this is Brian's campaign, I would want to know I would want to interview everybody that wanted to come up and talk. I would ask them, what do you want to talk about? Because you're talking, like, this is all about me and representing my party, so I want to make sure what you're talking about is in alignment with what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just giving you a fucking spot to do whatever the fuck you want, which could be used in all different types of ways. And I have a feeling that Tony was probably paid off by the Democrats to go in there as a seed and create more chaos. Or maybe they were all in on it. I don't fucking know. But anyways, I'm especially disappointed in JD Vance for his response to this horrible fucking comment. It is, dude. It's a fucking horrible comment. You don't just call fucking a whole bunch of people garbage. And then again, you guys are dismissing the fact that there really is actually a whole Texas-sized fucking garbage patch floating around in the ocean. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about the hemp plant. Instead, you want to tell people, oh, don't worry about people talking shit. It ain't no big deal. And it's like, that's the state of humanity right now. Like, it's bad. People are killing themselves for a reason because they don't have hope. Because when they look at our leaders, they see these types of people that are essentially being like, oh, it's okay to talk shit. It's okay to slander people. It's okay to go on national television and just make fun of a whole fucking country and call them pieces of shit. And it's no big deal. These are the leaders of our country. Like, it's different if it's their own comedy show. I still don't agree with it. But this is the leaders of our country. It's a huge example. It says that echoes out into everything, the ethers, the globe, everything. Now people are looking at Americans in a completely different way because of what this one individual said. There's a reason why it's said not to slander in the Bible. It is a sin, so you all should stop it. All right? I love you guys. Take care. Bye.